Welcome to a very special edition of the Two Divorced Moms Talk Show, live from my basement.
I mean, it's so great. It's so great to see all of you. I mean, we're not really seeing you,
we can't see you yet.
It's great that you're seeing us. And
it's wonderful to be seen.
It feels great.
I mean, right? we look great. We look like we are ready to be seen.
I spent all morning getting ready.
I changed outfits 12 times, and I ended up, of course, with the 12th one.
Of course.
Yeah, because, I mean, the first one was wrong.
Yeah.
And that, like, you expected that story to end with the first. It was the 12th one. I was right.
Peg, she knows. She knows what she needs, and that's why I love you. I love that about you.
And you know what I need? I need to check in. We want to check in with you. We want to know. We want to know about what's going on, how so we're just gonna have a little check-in, okay? So let's
yeah, you can just bring any thoughts or any feelings, any emotions that have been coming up for you, anything that you want to share with us. We're here for you. So we're just gonna provide some space to listen.
So how
we're gonna listen.
Okay. Right.
So we're gonna hear what you have to say. And we're not gonna do that thing where we tell you how to feel or we interrupt.
No, we're not gonna interrupt each other.
No, we're definitely not gonna interrupt each other because we're listening.
We are listening.
We're here to just check in and just see how you're feeling. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I'm feeling like there's a hair attached.
Yeah.
Here.
I'm a little itchy too.
Is it? There it is.
I
got it. Okay.
Have they had their check-in?
No. Let's do it.
Okay.
How are you? Oh, that must have been difficult.
Wow. Can you believe that?
I hate that. Stop it.
What?
No, Jay.
Yep, I'm listening.
Right?
Yeah,
right?
I mean...
Right?
I'm with you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I love that for you.
I love that for you too. And I'm so happy that we had this little moment to just touch in with you because we miss you. We love you. And we want to, we're happy to know, or not so happy to know, depending on your situation, how you're doing.
And we're just working on listening.
Yeah.
And so thanks for sharing.
Thank you for helping us to listen to you. So in true
mommy fashion, we're gonna do our favorite thing.
It is time for our absolute favorite little segment of the Two Divorced Moms Talk Show.
Can we get some like air horns like
yeah,
they do?
they do
right now.
Yeah.
Like like at a basketball game.
We'll put it in. We'll put it in post. We'll put it in.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. So we're gonna do our absolute favorite thing to do, and that is our favorite little segment called
Sad or Empowering.
So if you're not familiar with this segment, what we like to do, we're very in touch with current events. We're very up on the haps, as the kids say.
I read my Yahoo News every morning.
Oh, I am glued to Facebook whenever there's something that is happening in the world. I literally cannot take your phone and pry it out of your hands. I am just so I almost broke the screen.
There's a new term I've heard recently called doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling? Oh.
Yes, it means that you scroll for the doom and you look for the doom. And then once you see the doom, you keep scrolling for more doom.
Oh, okay. So it's
like doom, 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 doom,
it's
doom,
like
doom,
a
doom.
viscous cycle.
Yes, it's like a viscous.
Yeah.
Well, it's sticky.
It's mutable. It's moving.
It's also horrible and vicious and viscous.
Is that
I think that's what they say.
It's vicious cycle?
I wish we could poll our audience. See, this is where it would be really, really nice to just ask, what do you think?
Send us a comment, a text, a Facebook message. Is it viscous cycle or is it vicious cycle? Viscous or vicious? But speaking of binaries, sad or empowering.
Sad or empowering.
Let's get back to it.
Let's do it. So
our first little headline. I can't read in these. This past week, the Senate GOP offered a slimmer COVID-19 relief bill, but Nancy Pelosi, House Speaker, has rejected the bill, calling it anorexic.
Okay, so I have a few points to take up with this whole thing. Yeah. First of all, slimmer is fine, but we don't want to be body shaming our house bills, do we?
Well, no, and I wonder about it reminds me of that Schoolhouse Rock segment where it's the bill on the
steps.
Yeah, and it's not a person, it's a piece of paper. So why are we using all of these body terms to describe it? I think we should just say it's not enough.
The anorexic line is really raw. I don't know.
It's weird. It's just a weird thing to say.
It's a weird thing to say about a bill, right?
I understand why she said it and what she meant, but it's it's a weird choice of words.
Also, it's really weird coming from Nancy Pelosi, who looks a little bit like Skeletor.
Well, I mean, that is I thought we weren't body shaming.
She could use a different term. It's serious.
It is serious.
And politics are serious too, but
I wonder if that's her point, that it is a serious. It's a little distasteful.
It's a little tacky. I would say it's more sad than empowering.
Yeah, I don't know that it's either, but it's empowering that she's criticizing.
I love that for her.
I love that she is saying no, more, but at the same time, it's. I don't think it's either. It should, yeah. How about yeah?
Yeah.
That's the 30.
That's what we're gonna land on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think by the very fact that this is our first sad or empowering segment since everything that's happened.
Yeah, so maybe
I would say let's call it empowering. I think we're empowered by just doing this segment.
Okay, all right.
Think that Nancy Pelosi may have not used the right words. I know that I certainly don't use the right words all of the time.
No, but I literally just didn't.
But she is asking for what she needs. And as a woman,
she needs more.
She needs more.
She needs more. And
she needs more.
I need more. You need more. We all need more.
And you know what? When we ask for what we need and when we ask for more, that is empowering.
Empowering. Great.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Okay. Yeah. Next topic. Okay. Are you ready for this?
I'm buckled. I'm ready. I'm prepared.
This is juicy.
Ooh. I'm salivating already.
Melania Trump's ex-BFF, recently released a tell-all expose which details the tense relationship between the First Lady and her stepdaughter. This included a plan to, quote-unquote, Operation Block Ivanka from the inauguration photos. And this is my favorite part. Melania Trump refuses to wear the same designers that Ivanka wears. What do you think about that?
You know what? I actually love it. Because, you know, that stereotype, there's that stereotype with moms, or in this case, a stepmom, where it's like, you're always trying to wear your daughter's clothing, and you're always, like, looking through their closet. I love that Melania is like, absolutely not. I will not wear any clothing that Ivanka would wear. I love that. I think it's in its own way, it's boundary pushing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that what she's doing to, like, slowly move who she doesn't want in her family out of the picture is actually pretty radical. And you know, I mean, I've been thinking a lot about my own family of origin and how, you know, it'd be nice if a few people just weren't in the picture. And so, you know, I'm gonna have to say, I think it's empowering.
I agree. And you know what? I really also love this from Ivanka's side. She says, I don't have to love my stepmother. And I tell Adrian that all the time. I'm like, you don't have to love your stepmother. I know that she's nice and she buys you things, but you don't have to love your stepmother. You don't have to love your stepmother. You can like her. She's fine, whatever. But we all know. You just don't love her, okay? Just don't love her. Please, you can lie to her. You can lie to her and say, I love you, stepmom, but just portion that out. Just portion. There's other places, okay? There's other places that need that. Because he went and he got someone else. And I'm still here. There's a reason that this basement is only half finished, okay? It's fine. No, it's great.
It looks really good.
Great. Empowering. Empowering. No.
Empowering.
I don't need it anymore. It's good. Empowering. Great. Empowering.
It is a little sad.
No,
her ex BFF.
I
mean, there's this moment.
That's a little.
There's just a moment.
I mean, I would never. Well, you'd have to do something really.
You would never. You would
have to do something
really
awful to me for me to tell that story. I would only do it if you did something really awful to me.
I couldn't believe it. It would be horrible. So we don't even
have
to think about that.
That is a little sad.
It's a little sad, but ultimately empowering.
Yeah, empowering in general. But we've got a lot of mixed bag stuff today.
It's really, it's 2020.
It's 2020.
It's 2020, and life is a little mixed bag.
Guess what? The binary is over, according to my daughter.
The binary.
The binary is over. Our third and final topic for sad or empowering is as follows. Hold on.
Are those not working?
They're Foster grants.
Okay, that's the brand. Okay, are they? They're your readers, and can you read with them?
Yeah, I can see. Here they are, right here, and I'll read this. 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse has been charged with homicide after killing 2 protesters in Kenosha, Wisconsin during a Black Lives Matter rally.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of thoughts about this, but...
Yeah, it's really, I mean,
where was his mother?
Right? That's what I've been thinking this whole time too, Peg. I just think this is a 17-year-old child. And where are the boundaries?
That is such a good, where are the boundaries? Where does he feel that the line is, and how far over it does he think that he stepped?
Yes, and I think that is all about, I mean, you know, as a mother, you know, I make sure that I know where my children are.
Yeah.
And I drop them off and I pick them up and I make sure I know where they're going.
Yes. And as a mother as well, I agree with that statement. I like to be really involved in my daughter's life as much as she would let me.
Right. And
my daughter is a good girl. My daughter is a good girl, and I just feel like this Kyle Rittenhouse kid, he's a bad boy. And not like and like not like a bad boy. Like, you know, like not like
it's not like Eric Stoltz
or like a James Dean, you know,
right? Or like a Jason Priestley,
or like a Jason Derulo, like
yes, or like a Marlon Brando,
or like a Marlon Wayans, or like a
right, or like a Will Smith,
no.
Martin Lawrence, Bad Boys,
right. Not like and not like a John Bon Jovi,
right, or like a John Stamos, Uncle Jesse kind of vibe,
or like Jesse Tyler. Well, Jesse Tyler Ferguson isn't really.
What about Steven Tyler?
Steven Tyler is a bad boy.
With the scarves,
such a bad boy in the long hair.
And then like there's like younger bad boys like Pete Davidson.
Right. The new bad boy.
The millennial bad boy.
Bad boy.
Yeah.
And I feel like Macaulay Culkin. He has like the Pete Davidson, Macaulay Culkin.
He's kind of like got the scrawny like little bad boy thing, like K-Stew, like Kristen Stewart.
Yes, K-Stew
honorary bad boy.
She's definitely a bad boy.
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman is a bad boy.
Russell Crowe.
Dennis Cooper.
Russell
Crowe, definitely sort of like
Dennis Leary.
A Dennis Leary, yeah. A Shepard Fairey. A Shepard Fairey is a bad boy. He's a bad boy. There's Johnny Depp. He's a bad boy. He's like, you know, he's like kind of like a bohemian bad boy, you know.
He's like a bohemian
it's not so much like the leather jacket sort of like Judas Priest kind of bad boy. Like he's more of like, he's artsy. He looks like he would smell, you know.
Yeah.
And let's say who else? I mean, we talked about Macaulay Culkin, and I feel like it's fun because Macaulay Culkin is like, he's a bad boy in like his adult life, but also he was a very bad boy in Home Alone.
He was such a bad boy.
Like there's also like Dennis the Menace, like bad boy.
Classic bad boy. And then there's Alfalfa.
Oh my god, and Spanky.
And Stymie.
And Froggy.
And the dog.
And the little dog.
With the little circle around the
like
eye.
they were literally the little rascals.
They
like
were such bad boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kyle Rittenhouse is not really any of those things.
No, he's just a murderer. So sad. So,
okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. I was recently, it was recently filmed in the midst of an altercation.
Of a bad day.
A bad day.
It
was a bad day.
At
my favorite little bread cafe. And I was with my daughter, Madison, and we just ran into some issues. We ran into some issues, and I behaved poorly, and I am now paying for that by being outed as a Karen in our community.
Which, for those of you who don't know, the term Karen has taken on a sort of pejorative or negative connotation among on the internet. And it is indicative of a woman who kind of creates a if you excuse the expression, a public spectacle of herself, and is in many cases caught on camera and It's just,
And that's exactly what happened. And so, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it.
But
let's just roll the clip first. Let's rip that Band-Aid off. Let's just roll the clip, okay? Let's roll the clip.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is bullshit. They said, "Oh, you can't have a hot chocolate in your reusable mug, ma'am." Well, you're an assistant manager and you can't fucking give me any hot chocolate in my mug? No. I've never been treated with this kind of disrespect, and I have never felt this small in a Panera before, and I will be damned if I'm ever coming back.
Next. I mean,
it's not great.
It's not great. It's not great, but that's the thing though. I know you. And I know you, and I know I can see in that, I can see an accumulation of bad things happening that led up to that moment that was unfortunately just like decontextualized. It was just cut out of your life.
Yeah, I didn't go in there meaning to start a fight with an assistant manager to a Panera. But I did.
You did.
I did. You know, did. I was having a bad day. Mm-hmm. And Madison, I thought we were having a fun girls' afternoon. Mm-hmm. I thought we were going to go get hot chocolates on a crisp fall afternoon, mm-hmm. and then go cruising around the strip mall and maybe pick up something from Dillard's, mm-hmm. And she was on her phone the whole time, and the guy kept asking me about bakery and if I wanted another bakery, and mm-hmm. I didn't understand what that meant. I was confused.
Mm-hmm. You were scared.
I was scared.
You were scared, and I
was kind of the victim.
In some ways, yes. You were a victim of a situation that existed outside. But per all of we've been doing a lot of work.
We've been doing a lot of work.
Spiritual, soul-searching, delving, grappling.
Meditation, mm-hmm. conversation, exploration, mm-hmm. mediation, mm-hmm. pandiculation, mm-hmm. a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. Asians.
And through all of that, we've realized we've come to terms with some things about ourselves, and I know that in that moment you felt like the victim,
right? But it's not my. I don't have to be the victim, and I don't have to act on feeling like I'm the victim.
And you don't have to make another person the victim.
Right.
And we've come from where we were, and
to the back.
From here.
From here.
We came from here, and now we're in a different place, and in order to honor where we have come from,
forward,
we've put together a little something, and it's our way of taking responsibility for some of those negative behaviors, because there are things about me that I sometimes I am a Karen, and sometimes you're a Karen, and we wanted to address that. We wanted to address that. So we just want to share this with you. I take responsibility.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility for every time I saw something and I did say something, even if it was none of my business.
For every time I demanded to speak to the manager.
I take responsibility for every time I made the biggest deal out of the smallest inconvenience.
For every offhanded comment, for every time I refuse to take no for an answer, I take responsibility.
In this country, we have a problem.
In this country, we have a problem.
In this country, we have a problem, and her name is Karen.
We have a problem, and her name is Karen.
There are women in this country who are putting themselves first.
They're putting their voices first. They're making themselves the victim first. They're saying, me first.
And while we usually love a woman who puts herself first, we also have to ask, who is being put last?
The name on my birth certificate isn't Karen. However, Karen-ness is something I was born into.
Karen-ness is something that is inside of me. It is not something that I can erase, but it is something that I can control.
And it is something today I will control.
So I take responsibility.
So I take responsibility.
No longer will I be that Karen who sends back her food multiple times. One time is enough. Anything more than that, and you're just being spiteful.
I will no longer be the Karen that makes presumptuous, offhanded comments about what level of education my Starbucks barista has received just because she gave me a grande instead of a venti. I ordered a fucking venti.
I will no longer air my grievances with Yankee Candle in highly specific 10-minute long tirades that I record and post to my social media, even if it gets 138 likes. 138 likes. 138 likes. 138.
I will no longer appoint myself an honorary member of the police force, even if I do see someone walking around my neighborhood looking suspicious. I'll let the real cops handle that because they have adequate training and they can be fully trusted.
I will no longer make myself the victim when things don't go my way. This is the last straw.
This is the last straw, and I'm ready for a change.
This country needs so much right now.
Kindness, compassion, free healthcare, more scented candles.
The last thing it needs is for me to make everything about me.
And I won't make this about me.
This is about creating a better place for all of us. This is not about me.
This is not about me.
This is not about me.
About me.
About me.
About me.
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 In today's world, we as women are constantly at risk. We are at risk of being called a Karen. And no one wants to be called a Karen. I don't want to be called a Karen. You don't want to be called a Karen. And I don't think that you want to be called a Karen either, even if your name is Karen, which gets into murky territory. But that's not what we're here to discuss. What we're here to discuss is a wonderful little acronym that myself and Deb have put together to help guide you away from behaviors which will lead you into the murky waters of Karen-ness.
Keep your cool.
A Karen is a creature of anger. There's nothing that says Karen quite like flying off the handle at the smallest inconvenience. So when you are in a situation that you might be inconvenienced in, you want to make sure that you remain cool, calm, and collected.
Assess the situation.
Ask the important questions. Where am I? Is it appropriate for me to fly off the handle or to express the unbridled rage that is within me at all times? Who am I? Peg. Why am I feeling that it is necessary for me to whip myself into a tizzy in this moment when it's really not that big of a deal?
Reflect on your privilege.
At what point in your life did you decide that you were going to be that woman? You know, the kind of woman who uses her power and her privilege to make another person's life a living hell. When you act like a Karen, this is what you're doing. You're exercising the power that you have inherited from a system that is corrupt and oppressive, and you're using it to make another person's life suck. Before we act in situations, we need to be very aware of an implicit social dynamic that exists. And this is governed by a system that was created and tailored to white patriarchal men. We are not part of this system. We benefit from it, but we are not part of it. So we need to stop actively participating in it.
Engage respectfully.
Just because someone is standing behind a counter or wearing a uniform or looks a little different than you doesn't mean that they deserve to be treated like a second-class citizen. It's not hard to treat another human being like a human being. It's literally just using your observational senses and saying, you're a person with feelings, and I'm not going to go out of my way to make you feel less.
Know when to say yes to hearing no.
Not everything is always going to go your way. You're not always going to get what you want. Sometimes you have to swallow that two-letter word that nobody likes to hear. N-O. I personally have found it helpful to start denying myself things on a regular basis. So I've desensitized myself to the N-O word. I'll go to my favorite coffee shop and I'll walk in and I'll say, wow, I really would like a croissant. And then a little voice in the back of my head will say, no. I'll go to the bookstore and I'll see a new Danielle Steele novel. And I know that it's not good for me. And I know that it's not literary or culturally redeeming. And I'll say, I'm gonna buy that. And then before I get the chance to, that little voice in the back of my head says, no. Knowing when to say yes to hearing no is a great skill to have. But there's another thing we should keep in mind when we are avoiding being a Karen in our day-to-day life. Sometimes things just are.
None of your business.
Sometimes things just aren't your business. And when you involve yourself in other people's business, it can actually escalate a situation to a place that it doesn't need to be or would not have gotten to naturally had you not inserted yourself. Now, I know hearing that it's not your business can be a little difficult to accept, but once you do, I think you'll realize that minding your own business is liberating, empowering, and super fun. So the next time you're out in public and feel a Karen-induced rage coming on, don't forget.
Keep your cool. Assess the situation. Reflect on your privilege. Engage respectfully. Know when to say yes to hearing no. None of your business.
Because we always want to remember, Karen, not to be one. So that was very informative, I thought.
Yeah.
I think we did a great job of informing.
We were really like about the information.
And you know, I love an acronym. I love an acrostic. I love things that stand for things. And you know what I stand for? Not being a Karen. That's the new thing.
That's right. We've learned. Yep. I'm no longer a Karen.
No longer. We've expelled that. We've taken responsibility.
Purged it.
And the last
Let
step.
it go.
The last step in becoming no longer being.
Yeah, undo it. Being not a Karen.
Stepping out of
away from,
Karen-ness.
moving away from.
Yeah, here's Karen.
Getting out of our own Karen-ness. Yes.
The next step, or the last step, the next last step.
We've done the insides.
Yeah, no, let's do the outside. Let's do the fun part.
It's really about the look. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
I mean, the problem with a Karen is like it's a costume. It's a costume. It's a costume, not a culture. And what we need to do is we need to get out of these costumes.
We need to flip the script.
I look a little Karen.
I mean, I haven't wanted to say anything,
I know.
But I mean, it looks like you're ready to.
I tried to like be a little more, you know, like it's like very, it's like it's good and plenty, you know, it's good and plenty.
Yeah. You are plenty.
It's sweet and
plenty.
It's enough. It's enough.
I mean, I think that you know, in accepting what we're doing and who we are is about also rejecting who we are, and it's also about
changing who we are.
And the first thing that I like to do when I'm really going through a change is changing my wardrobe.
Yeah.
Is changing my look. And to do that, we actually asked my daughter, 17-year-old Madison, to join us for a little shopping trip and just show us a little bit about ways to dress up and to de-Karenify our wardrobe. So take a look.
So much fun. Why don't you go ahead and explain a little bit about your look?
Sure. So I went with kind of a more youthful, sort of Generation Z kind of thing. And I found this hand-printed t-shirt that tells the world about how enlightened I am. It says, awake. And I am awake. I'm awake to everything now.
Your eyes are open. Your eyes are open and you are awake. And I also wanted to channel a sort of enlightenment. You know, we were in a Karen's dark hole, and I think we've come to the light. We've come to an enlightened place. So as a result, what I wanted to channel was a little bit more of an Earth Mother vibe, kind of like something I don't know, something flavorful, something spicy, but also something that is convenient and comfortable. So like if my arms get tired, I can just do this. I can just relax them in these funky little holes. And I just love the print. I love the color. I love the pattern. It's something new for me.
It's very new. It's very bold, and we love that.
It's uncharted territory, but that was the fun of this outing to the thrift store. So we want to thank you, Madison, for making us over. And we want to thank you for watching. We're so happy that we could share this journey with you and we could bring you a little bit of light in these dark times. And we thank you for watching, and we're sending all of our love your way.
We'll see you next time.